Welcome back, you guys. This is episode 4 of our podcast, Makeup Meets Skin,
where art and science meet
beauty. I will never stop laughing at this thing. Okay, we have not one but 2 guests today. Some of our favorite people, at least they're mine. I hope they're yours too.
Oh my god.
We have, who do we have here, Megan?
We have
Introduce
2
them.
of our previous students. We have Ashley and Kennedy.
Hi. Thanks. Perfect.
So thank you guys for joining us today.
This is gonna be a fun one. We have a few questions for our 2 beautiful ladies here. And we're going to talk about their experience as, well, they're both estheticians, obviously. One day I'm going to bring a makeup artist in here because I'm always outnumbered. But
today is not that day. Today is not that day.
Since I'm in charge of guests, I will bring in a makeup artist.
Right. If you guys don't know, I do the tech part. Megan comes up with the ideas. Yep. She is the mastermind behind this. But
which is scary.
But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about their experiences as estheticians. You know, they were both our students, as Megan said. So, you know, stuff like that. We're just going to have a little bit of a chit-chat all together. Megan, take over.
Yeah. So why don't you guys tell us about your experience having us as instructors?
Where to begin? Gosh.
And be truthful.
I'll go first.
We don't really have feelings, so they won't get hurt.
That's fine. Exactly. Well, when I was in school, I graduated just a little over 2 years ago, and Megan was just coming into the school that I took my aesthetics training through. And so we got to interact and stuff, but you weren't teaching our class just yet.
Oh, so you probably met the quiet Megan.
Yep.
Yeah, she did do a dermaplane and Jesner's peel on me.
Yeah.
That was an incredible experience. Great, loved that instruction. But obviously we're friends now and talk aesthetics and stuff all the time, and now she teaches full time too. And then Lucrezia was my makeup teacher, and Kennedy and I have very similar experiences. Horrible with makeup, we know nothing, but I soaked up everything Lucrezia taught us like a little sponge. I would ask every single question I could think of. I didn't care if it was a stupid question, if people already knew the answer. I just wanted to learn from her because I know nothing about makeup, but I love products and I like talking about products and learning about them. And so Lucrezia also taught me about the color wheel. I'd never seen the color wheel before. And so now I kind of understand primary, secondary, tertiary, all those colors because of Lucrezia.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I had the pleasure of having both of them as my instructors. So so you became my instructor.
Wait, was it your class that I was the sub, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll be your...
Yes, and we were like, please, 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 please. So they were both amazing. I loved how Megan was straight to the point, talked to us like we were an adults, and I don't know, we learned a lot. You're very patient and straight to the point.
You hear that?
She was patient. I mean, she would always get her eyes, to roll her eyes at you, but very patient.
Thank you.
And I did always appreciate when you come into the rooms when we were with clients, you kept it short and sweet. You were just seeing how you're doing, but you're all right.
You did do that for our class too.
And made me feel like I was a real esthetician and not just being taught everything. So I really appreciated that. And then Lucrezia was my makeup instructor, and I learned a lot, even though I can't apply it to others. I apply it to my makeup, and I actually did get compliments from it.
Wow.
And I know. Wow. My Nana asked me, she's like, will you do my makeup sometime? And I was like, no, but I have a friend who can show you how to do your makeup, but I can only do mine. And I love how I use my foundation brush for everything, because you kind of taught me that tip.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that was
wow, I'm building a legacy.
And when you put your makeup primer on, I always make mistakes, so that always helps.
So you use that to correct your mistake.
Yeah.
Good.
Always.
Good.
So they were both amazing instructors.
I don't know about the amazing part, but we're pretty good.
Right.
They are very very, very good at what they do. I like can testify.
When do you not take a
guys.
compliment? Come on, today's not the day. Come on.
Yeah.
I think we both love what we do. I think we both love teaching for the passion of teaching.
Yes.
That's what makes
And
it.
it shows every day, like when you're in the school.
Thank
I
you,
really
guys.
like it.
For sure.
Yes.
Next question.
So Ashley already answered this, but how long have you guys been out of school?
2 years.
2 years.
Been out of school for like a year and a half.
Yeah?
Yeah, January 2025.
And so usually when you're going to tour an aesthetic school, you have certain expectations that you set. Were those expectations met during school
And after.
and after?
That's such a good question. My experience, I don't think it's definitely not isolated or that unique, but it was different in the sense that this was my second career. I had I'd worked in marketing specifically for architecture firms for 12 years before deciding to do a totally different thing and go to aesthetic school. I knew I was going to go full time. And so I toured a few schools here in the Kansas City area and ended up going to the school where Lucrezia and Megan teach. And I picked that because I was in my mid-30s. I don't have a lot of tolerance for drama. I'm like a pretty low-key, chill individual.
Just get to the point.
Yeah, get to the point, very direct. And because I was also in my mid-30s, like I didn't want to mess around. And so the school that I ended up going to, it was the fastest schedule in terms of getting in and getting out and working towards licensure. And then I also liked the smaller class sizes. I had looked at other schools that were both cosmetology and aesthetics, and that just felt like it was going to be, again, like too much of an opportunity for drama just with all the different age groups and dynamics coming into it. And so I really appreciated the smaller class size. And I think it met my expectations, honestly. There were definitely days where it's like you're in a classroom and it's kind of getting into that rhythm again, especially when I'd been out of it for like, I don't know, almost 20 years at that point.
Yeah.
So that felt different again. But yeah, I think the expectation kind of matched what I thought was going to be going into it at least.
Okay.
Yeah. That was so good. Oh my gosh. I'm like, why do you have to go first?
She's a marketer.
Yeah, you're really good at it. Mine, I decided to go back to school because I went to the college route and it was not for me, and I've always struggled with acne and I love to make others feel better. I feel like I'm good at talking with others, so I feel like I had that good communication, and I wanted to figure out how to fix my acne and help others feel beautiful. Clearly I was not going there to become a makeup artist. But yes, I would say a lot of my experience met my expectations. Again, I love the smaller class sizes. I always struggled with that when I was in school. I think that was a big reason why I did not like going to college, because it was after COVID too, so it was, or during COVID, so all of our schools mostly in person, which I loved, and yeah, the instructors had a lot of good insight. Lucrezia really helped too with telling us about the difference between 1099 versus W-2.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know where I would be right now. Probably jobless or still paying off taxes.
I would say that was like a huge unknown benefit going into it was you obviously go to school to essentially take the state board and become licensed. And it's very much focused on that. Yes, there's the science of the skin and the science of the treatments and why we do certain treatments for certain skin types. But it also is like you have to understand what this business is and what it means to be in business in this industry. And one thing that Lucrezia said that I still quote, and I like apologize because this isn't the most PC thing, but you did say it. She was like, listen up, I'm an immigrant. And so I have to have all of my T's crossed, my I's dotted when it comes to this stuff, because it is just naturally a little bit more difficult for me in this country.
Right.
And you had so much insight, even when I was moving my business over from the Kansas side to Missouri, she gave me a checklist of things I needed to do. And that was like such an unforeseen, unexpected benefit that has still helped me massively 2 years out of school.
Right. They kick me out if I don't follow the law, so I better know what the law is.
Well, that's one big thing about Lucrezia and I. We're not just only here to instruct you and then we're like, you're cut off after you leave those doors. Like,
Yeah.
We're always here for you.
Yeah, and I loved that because I'm kind of jumping, but after I graduated, I was lucky enough to get a job, like 2 job opportunities, and I literally sent my resume to both of them and was like, is this legit? Is this real? Am I getting screwed over? And they were very helpful. One thing I feel like at school was just so different from going out into the real world is time management too.
Yes.
For
It's
sure.
very different because, I don't know, especially like one thing that was big I didn't know was like towels. So I would make 6 towels for a 30-minute service, 30-minute facial. You're not gonna use 6 towels. But that was what I was taught in school, and maybe it was just me not thinking too. But I would use 1 towel for each thing, so even in a 60-minute, my boss was like, why are we going through so many towels? And I was like, well, I made 6, I have a 60-minute facial. She's like, okay, we don't need 6 towels. And I'm like, oh, okay. So just little things, but yeah.
I feel that as like even a solo provider because I have to do my own laundry.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, I have a, let's say like 75 to 90 minute facial with a dermaplane in. When am I using towels and when am I using different supplies, different disposables, like a 4x4? And it's like, it is really like those things, like all of that stacks up into your time and then your money, and it's all like one big circle.
Yeah. And I will say like one thing, this might be like trial and error when you get out of school, but I was only told, I just felt like I was only told, but like we had a facial that was either microderm or dermaplane. It's not like you can combine things, so it's like when you get out of school, that's kind of when you have to learn to like play around. I just wish sometimes we'd have more insight, like you can't do that in the treatment room here, but when you learn your client's skin, maybe you can do dermaplane and a gentle enzyme, but again, that's just something you kind of have to figure out.
I feel like we have kind of shifted a little bit in the education portion to where here we only teach that you can only exfoliate once, but in the real working world, we use that a lot. In the working world, you can double exfoliate.
Well, it's also because the school has to follow the state board curriculum, so there are things that we must go. Well, I'm the makeup teacher, so I do the fucking one. But besides that, for the aesthetic part of it, you know, you have to teach
She said,
them.
listen, your rules, they don't apply to me.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, you guys.
They never
I
do.
said this before. I'm gonna say again. Do not study makeup from chapter 12, Milady book. Okay, big cross. It's horrible. Don't
Study it from Lucrezia.
Yes, come here. I'll teach you. But besides me, just don't study from that book. But you know,
Like,
like
you open
the
that up
school.
once.
Yep, to look at the horrible pictures.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, as for the aesthetic program, they have to follow the aesthetic state board curriculum,
And
and it's stuck back in the day. You know, it's not that it's being regularly updated or anything. So,
But that's like the massive benefit of having an actual professional makeup artist in your school teaching your students, because there are so many modern techniques and even like historical influences that Lucrezia educated us on outside of what the textbook that is multiple years out of date is teaching you.
And the same, you know, with aesthetic. When you have an aesthetic instructor that's actually an esthetician, a working esthetician, her experience or what she can bring to the classroom is different from somebody who's been out of the treatment room for 20 years and it's not just now teaching.
Or never stepped foot. There are a lot of estheticians in this industry that go to aesthetic school, get their license, get their instructor's license, and start a school and never touch a face.
But that is important that, you know, you have instructors that are currently working in the field so that they can also provide you with the knowledge on what to expect, because, you know, sometimes students do come in with expectations of, oh, I'm going to go out there, get a job right away and make a bunch of money.
Oh, guys, it is so tough.
Yeah, and TikTok glamorizes so much of it.
So let me just talk about that real quick.
Wow.
We have a trend going on, I hope it's a trend, to where the students will learn something and then they'll be with a client, they'll have a service booked, and then I hear them say, because you know I hear everything, you'd think I was a mom or something, but I hear them say, I'm gonna look that up on TikTok. I'm like,
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
So
when you have,
you know what they did the other day?
Or literally have your instructors that you're paying for, who have been working in the world.
The other day, makeup class, I did a whole demonstration of everything that I wanted them to do. I'm working for them. didn't look, kind of look, maybe a little bit on their phone, then they have to do it, right? And what they're doing? Watching a tutorial on TikTok or YouTube or something. I'm like, what are you looking at? Oh, the video for, I'm like, dude, I just did it in person right in front of you. I worked for like 30 minutes.
I mean, yes, I make a living teaching, but I'm not here for the money. I'm here to teach you because I love doing it. So I don't want you to turn around and watch TikTok and influencers that are not licensed and don't have an education.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's very telling on how like virality, followers, and a social media presence gives trust to people. You know, like they're like, oh, because they have 500,000 followers, I can trust everything they say. You know.
Well, and I mean, if I was a sensitive person of this world,
We are
I
not.
would actually get offended, but
Right, me too.
I don't
But neither one of us is a sensitive person.
Yeah,
so-
I think it's just like so reversed because
Yes.
I mean, Megan and I have talked about this multiple times too. Like, I welcome conversations from my clients when they see a product or a treatment trending on social media and they want to talk about it because I'm like, at least you still trust and value my opinion enough
Right.
to come to me versus an influencer or a content creator, no shade, no hate, like get that bag, that's getting paid by a major brand with massive marketing dollars
Yeah.
Yep.
to put out this paid for campaign.
Exactly.
I appreciate and welcome that conversation. I don't love estheticians needing to reference social media, even
Right.
if it is another credible esthetician who's putting out content on their social platform. That to me just says you're not prepared to carry out the service that you're trying to carry out and you haven't done the
Right.
training and education.
right.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
you're not providing your client with what you signed up for
Yes.
or what your license
and what you're asking them to
represents.
pay you for.
Because your license represents education and
Right.
the time that you put in. And so, I mean, we've talked about this, pride, work ethic,
Yep.
things like that.
Yeah.
And that means something to me.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, I mean, in my class, there would be people who are on their phones and have one AirPod in while their instructor's teaching.
Not me.
So rude. I
Yes.
cannot be, that just irks me.
Yeah.
And I'm 24, so I've seen people do this through school all the time, and I just think it's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I would talk to Lucrezia about it and be like, doesn't this like just piss you off? And you're like, I mean, I'm still getting paid. Like at the end of the day, you
Sure.
kind of have to think about that. But it would piss me off because I'm like, it's just so disrespectful.
Yeah. Like, hey, I
And
know you're
then
paying to be here.
most of the time, those people will make mistakes. Some will run out of the treatment room and ask you how to do a service because they weren't paying attention to the
Yes.
demo or they're too scared to do it. I'm like, you know, in 4 months, hopefully, you'll be doing this out like on the own. And
And
I just
you
don't
kind of
understand
do
that.
have to look at it as, yes, I don't want you to fail ever, but sometimes people have to fall on their face
Right.
before they
Yeah.
ever even realize that they're not doing it correctly.
Aesthetic
Yeah.
school is adult learning, you know, so it's not up to me. I tell them what to do, and then if they do it good, if not, it's.
Well, and it's also like because it is adult learning, it's
Right.
a level of respect too. Like,
Right.
do you respect the person that is getting
Right.
Yeah.
paid, that you're paid with
You're
your tuition
paying.
dollars?
Exactly.
Do you respect them enough to listen full-heartedly to what
Yep.
they're saying, or are you like just going to kind of half-ass this and hope that it all works out for
Yep.
you in the end and you don't F up someone's face?
Yep.
And you know, that's one thing that I hear a lot come out of students' mouth. Well, what's my money going towards?
Yeah. Me talking to you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like the education that you clearly
Yeah.
don't care to get.
Right.
I had a student ask me, she said, look, I don't want to do anything today. Can I sleep in the classroom? And I said, yep. And she was like, kind of like taking aback, you know, she's like, I can sleep here. I said, yeah, I don't care. How much do you pay to come here? Whatever the amount was. And I said, okay, divide that by 1,000 hours. That gives you how much money you're spending per hour to be here. So if you want to take a $60 nap, that's fine to me. Be my guest.
Well,
Just-
and I'm like too much of a people pleaser and I care about what people think,
Same.
i.e. my instructors. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
so if I sleep during Megan or Lucrezia's class, they're gonna hate me. They're not gonna take me seriously.
Exactly.
They're definitely not going to want to
Yes.
help me because I don't want their help in their instruction.
Yeah.
I clearly don't value their expertise and their years in the field.
And that's another thing that a lot of time they don't understand. And it's not that I go and retaliate after, you know, whatever. But we see the students grow, and we
Yeah.
can tell who's putting the work in, who wants to be an esthetician or a makeup artist, you know, who's willing to put time, effort, and money into the career. So when I get a call from a spa and they're like, hey, we're looking for, I know what students I want to recommend because of how they go through school, right? So somebody tells me I want to sleep, I don't want to do nothing. Okay, that means to me that you don't want to become an esthetician. So that definitely I'm not going to give you the opportunity that I may give to another student who instead, showed up on time, did their homework, went through struggles and learned how to fix them, and put their work and the time in it. So
Well, even like people would, I think I missed one day, maybe. And then you made up, and I would get there 15 minutes early every day because I'm like, I wanted, like, as much as I loved hanging out with you guys and you guys teaching me, I want to get out there and make some money and learn even more. Like, I don't want to be sat in a classroom.
Yeah.
And even like days you were like getting down to like, okay, we don't really have much to do. We're done with the curriculum. What do you guys want to do? And I was like, I would love to listen to, like, talk to you about the 1099 and W-2 and other people just put their headphones in quotations studied.
Right.
But I mean, I didn't get left over from that, and I think a lot of that had to do with listening to you and asking proper questions.
well, but then a couple of years down the road, there's some people that have a job and some people that don't. So answer your question.
That's the biggest thing is it seems like a big industry, but it's not.
It's not.
It's a very, very small industry.
Especially here in Kansas City.
Exactly.
I mean, we all know each other.
And we are your first point of reference when you get out of school because you haven't worked for anyone.
Yep.
Right.
So we are the ones that see you in the field, in the treatment room.
Right.
So, I mean, I hate to say this, but I've given some students not so good of a reference because I'm not going to lie to an employer because then that makes me look bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I've been in this industry for over 10 years and I'm not going to ruin my reputation.
Yeah.
And for me personally, if it's just makeup, about the makeup, it's not about the skills in doing makeup because people can learn skill. It's about, okay, you told me you want to be a makeup artist. How much work, effort, time, and practice are you putting into it to show me that you want to become a makeup artist? Because the skills can be learned over time. You have to practice. There's no magic.
That. Thank God we weren't judging how good our makeup was because I think I'd still be at school.
So
I would still be learning winged eyeliner.
if you guys just keep practicing, maybe one day. But don't worry,
I
I'm
either
in the
get it or
same
you
boat.
don't some things, and I
agree. There are certain things that you either get or you don't, especially something like a winged liner. I agree.
But
Okay, I'll
that's
give you
why we
that.
have Lucrezia on our side because none of us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, but I still get compliments on my makeup when I do it. I don't do any crazy stuff, and I know how to blend properly and all those things. So
good, because there's another great point that you're making there. Sometimes people go through the programs, and they don't succeed into something. Like, let's say, use makeup in this example, but still by learning, listening, asking questions, and trying to understand what's happening while you're doing makeup, you're learning something.
Yes.
And that's something one day is going to click in your brain and you're going to do something like using the primer or using the same brush, and you're like, wait, how do I know this? Oh, in makeup school I learned that.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're using on clients. It's not something that you're going to use for work, but it's something that it's in the back of your mind, and one day it's going to become useful.
I use every day, pretty much when I wear makeup.
So it's not like, also have an open mind when people teach you, like there's an always evolving industry, unfortunately. I'm getting old, but there's always something to learn, and there's always something that you can learn from other people working, like you were saying earlier, collaboration over competition. You never know. Somebody may have tried a product that you've never seen before and you end up loving it, but if you're not open to receive, you're never gonna improve or get better or take it a step further. But it is kind of like it is what it is.
Yeah.
To what like Megan helped me a lot. So when I started at my first place, I was the first esthetician they've ever had, and so we did a project of like at school, what's going to be if you were opening up your business, you have this much to budget, blah blah blah. It saved me, because it really helped me so much to figure out, okay, this is exactly what I need. And even with other things of products, I text Megan, I'm like, hey, do you know if this is any good? So helpful. And especially just first being out of school, you're so nervous, and I was the first esthetician working there, so kind of a lot fell on me, which I loved because I had a lot of support, and a great thing to fall back on was that project because it really
Yep, your answers were on there. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, literally.
So, how was finding a job after school?
So both of you had very different experiences.
Yes,
So
completely different.
I think Kennedy.
But I love the honesty. I love that they both roll their
Yes.
eyes. So
Yeah.
you guys watching,
It's
you
tough
know.
in these streets, guys.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Kennedy is an employee for 2 places, which is very common in this industry, I would say, to be part-time. It's not ideal. Like, it is an expectation to go into it thinking, I'm going to be a full-time employee and make lots of money. But that's not ideal. It's real.
It's not realistic.
Right. It's realistic to be a part-time employee and maybe have to have another job until you get established somewhere and maybe become full-time. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience?
Yes, so Megan actually helped me find my first job I got was at New Health, so it's a med spa, and that I found through one of my friends' mom who works there, and so she had come to get services at my aesthetic school, and so she was like, we have been looking for an esthetician, kind of wanting to branch out. So I got a job about a month after I graduated, which was really nice. And so I've been working there ever since. And I do more lasers and like laser hair removal, microneedling, cool sculpting, and facials there too. But and VIPL, which I love.
Yes,
But,
those
yes,
peels
so
are
that was
amazing.
yes, that was really nice. And then my other job, Exhale Skin Studio, I found a month later, so in March. Megan saw it on, the Kansas City Aesthetics?
Yeah.
And so she was like, oh my gosh, I think you'd be perfect at this place. She's been an esthetician for years. So shout out to Jessica. I annoyed the crap out of you. I sent her an email, called her, texted her, showed up, everything, and luckily it all went well, and she hired me, and I'm so happy and grateful. And so I do facials, brows, waxing, and lashes there. And
Awesome.
so I had a great experience at both places, and I love it. So yeah.
Good. Do you feel like she's a great mentor for you? Or
Oh.
has been a good mentor for you?
Amazing.
Good.
Like, she has been an esthetician, I think, for 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
So she's been through the industry a lot. And also, I have a coworker there, her name's Ashley. She's been an esthetician for 3 years. So they both have been so helpful. But yes, they have been so helpful and have mentored me amazingly. Like, I feel like I've learned so much and so supportive, and just anything I have a question about, they never make me feel stupid or dumb
Good,
or
that's
anything.
important.
They're like, it's your first time. I remember one time I did a back wax, and it was my first time, and it went very interestingly, and I was called my boss and I'm like, I think you're gonna fire me. She's like, no, I'm not. You're learning. I knew I was hiring somebody new. We're fresh out of school. That's what I thought, that something was gonna happen. It's okay. And so yeah, I'm very grateful for her.
Well, and I knew that it was going to be a perfect position for you because the person that you were replacing had been there for so many years, and she focused mainly on acne. And from what you had expressed to me, that's what you wanted to focus on. So usually when you're looking for an employer, you want to know, okay, why is this position available? You don't
Right.
want a revolving door.
So
Yep.
true.
And
Yeah.
so that was important to me because I would never intentionally put my students in a position of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I also love that, like, my boss loves when I bring new things to the table. So I've been really diving into Korean skincare.
Yes.
And she's like, okay, I'm down. Like, tell me all about it. So then I kind of just gave her a little presentation about it. She's like, let's buy the products. Let's do
Awesome.
it. And so we've been loving it, been doing it in the treatment rooms. And yeah, she's amazing. Just likes me to do the social media and stuff too, which I enjoy doing. So it all works out greatly. So
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
seeing you on my For You page a lot more.
Yeah.
yeah.
You also did something very smart when you did your resume. I will always remember that. You grab your numbers from the school, client
Yes.
retention, and retail, and you put it on your resume. So when people are going through it, they're like, wait a minute, there's some numbers here. What do these numbers tell me? Because otherwise, the resumes of esthetician fresh out of school, they look the same. Okay, there's some side job that you've been doing, serving, or maybe you come from another career that has nothing to do with aesthetic, and then I just graduated aesthetic school. So there isn't really anything appealing to a resume from a student that's fresh out of school. You're all kind of the same, but then you had your numbers on it. And I was like, that's smart, because when they go through it, they're like, this is interesting. She knows how many clients are going back to her, how much money she retailed for this, what was the most booked services that you had, and all of that.
Yeah.
That was very smart, my dear Kennedy. Good job.
Thank you. My dad kind of taught me to do
Good.
things like that. And so, I think that was like one of our days. We didn't have anything to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go through all my client list and write all the people that came back to me, who has seen me, and all the products that
Yep, retail
sold and
numbers.
everything. Yeah, that was
So
very
retail is
helpful.
important.
It is very important.
Yes.
And important for the paycheck too.
Yep.
Megan has said that before. I've heard that before.
Yes.
So Ashley's had kind of a journey in this industry.
Completely different route, completely
different.
different path.
Yeah, I don't know. I would not say 10 out of 10 recommend, but it's just like the journey we're on. So I mentioned that I went to aesthetic school in my mid-30s, and part of the reason I was really interested in aesthetics is I had a good friend who I had met through another med spa. I randomly booked a facial at. We connected. I followed her multiple places over like 6 or 7 years. And so when I was first contemplating leaving my marketing career, there was about like a 9-month gap between me thinking about it and then me actually doing it. And that was just to kind of plan the financial piece of it, because I knew I was going to go full time and essentially needed to live like I didn't have an income coming in.
Right.
And so I talked with this friend and told her what I was thinking. I was feeling really like burnt out, kind of stuck in my career, and told her I was really interested in aesthetics. And also told her I would love to come work with you. I believe in the business you've built. I love the services you do. I obviously have referred everyone I know and can to you, and would love to like build this alongside you. At the time, her response was, this is perfect. She was kind of approaching 50 and wanting to scale back a little bit, and focus more so on just like a couple really advanced services that she was doing, and was also, because of that, needing someone to come in and kind of take over like not the basic facials, but basically anything that wasn't microneedling at the time. And so hydrofacials, some brow and lash treatments, facials of course, chemical peels, things like that. Sounded incredible, went to aesthetic school, fast forward 7 months, I'm licensed right away out of aesthetic school, ready to get working. Knew, because we were close friends, that there was going to be a little bit of a wait for a treatment room. I was told, like, I graduated school mid-June, got licensed right away after, and was told, like, let's plan for late July. Perfect, that's great. That kept getting pushed. And so I was just kind of hanging out, helping with projects, doing laundry at her studio, sorting through back bar products, all this stuff, painting, all these like little side things. And this is on me, not getting paid. And so this is where like they tell you don't work with friends even, and I just kind of thought like, I know how to navigate this, I'm mature, she's mature, we've been friends for a long time. Ultimately made the decision after like 5, almost 6 months of not being able to see clients that I needed to go do something else.
Wow.
And so there was another friend in that same facility who is a nurse practitioner, and we were teamed up for a little while, and then I ended up making the decision to open up my own studio space on my own, because I was wanting to offer some services that maybe would have collided with her clientele, even though we were separate businesses and all that stuff, but it just felt like the cleanest thing to do. And so earlier this year, this was in January of this year, I moved my studio from the Kansas side to the Missouri side because I'm a Missouri resident, and all of those people in Kansas City or Kansas City area know what it is to work and live in separate states.
Yep.
Lucrezia was a massive help in like the checklist. I thought Kansas was not super organized until I had to start working with Missouri, and it was a totally different thing. But I opened my studio in January, and then I broke my wrist in early February, and so I was out of commission for 2 months. So I, in a lot of ways, even though I've been licensed for 2 years, feel like I am still in the early building blocks.
Right.
And quite frankly, it is because I am. And I really walk this line of feeling excited and motivated, but also just feeling embarrassed, quite frankly, that happened to me. But it's like, it was a huge learning lesson. I kind of like joke with my sisters, I just feel like I got all the tough stuff out of the way, like the hard lessons.
Right.
Because there was also some weird things that were happening in the place I thought I was going to be working at with like, I would have been a 1099 structure, but working as a 1099 contractor under the business, but then there was also a request for commission based on client. It just was really, really messy.
I love those.
Right.
You're my favorite type.
topic.
Yeah. So I just in like late March really started working full time out of my studio, and just trying to like make it into something that hopefully turns a profit someday.
Right.
We're breaking even, and that's not super sustainable, but I also know it takes time to build that clientele.
Yes.
I still do some freelance marketing work to just kind of help supplement, and that is challenging and fun at the same time, because I feel like I can't really, it's hard to turn off both sides of the brain to focus on one.
Yeah.
And so there's a struggle there, just in balancing like the marketing work, which is so different than the aesthetics work, and then you add like the social media of it all.
Yeah.
And why on earth do we have to be content creators to build our business? But yeah, that's my journey. I kind of tell people like, I am learning all the ways that I never ever wanted to be a business owner.
Right.
That wasn't a dream of mine, and so we're trying to make it work, and hopefully it does. We'll see.
So you did laundry and painted for 6 months?
Yeah.
What was her excuse?
Just waiting for people to kind of shuffle around.
Oh yeah,
and-
sure.
Yeah, there were other estheticians that were coming in and out of the space, and there's actually another esthetician that was just kind of starting in that same space as I was leaving, and she ended up leaving like maybe 6 months later, and she actually reached out to me to have coffee not long ago, and it was really nice. She had kind of done me dirty and shared some information that I had asked her to keep confidential, and so she apologized for that, and and it was all great. Like there's no bad blood, but
Right.
yeah, it's some people are not meant to be business owners, and some
Nope.
people are not meant to be landlords.
Yep.
And I think that's a really tricky thing for a lot of people to figure out in this industry, but
Yes.
I think Megan and Lucrezia have talked about this ad nauseum, and we all know it from our own experiences. This industry can be so incredible, but it is so toxic
Yes.
Yes.
and
Very.
predatory in a lot of
Very.
ways.
Very.
Very.
I think that's why it is important to surround yourself with people that you
Like-minded
know.
people, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Find your tribe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there is, it's a female-dominated industry, which, you know, you can talk about, you know, girl bosses and, you know, being a girl's girl and stuff all you want, but at the end of it, it is really competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
have weird theories on, like, who favors competition and all that stuff, and like what age groups tend to bring more of it, but
Yeah.
all that aside, there's so much more power in collaboration over competition. I also tell a lot of clients now, I have no problem referring you to someone. If you're seeking
Right.
a service I can't provide, or a service I don't offer because of XYZ, or if I'm just not the best. I
Right.
am not the best at lash lifts. Do I do them? Sure. I have clients that want me to do them for them. That's great. I love to refer people out for that service.
Well, and we've talked about this with a few of our guest speakers before. You know, you don't talk to everybody every day. It's just hard to keep up with some people and their busy schedules and stuff. So we've had a couple guest speakers on here that I haven't talked to in a year or so, and I've reached out to them randomly I'm like, hey, do you want to be a guest speaker? And they were like, sure. And it's just like we talked yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it's all about, is surrounding yourself with a tribe
Yep.
and knowing who people are and getting to creating a relationship with them. Because,
Well, this was one of the reasons why we started the podcast originally.
Yes.
To just kind of talk about the, not that, spend the day with me as an esthetician, yes, that is fun. Let me show you everything else that happens, so the idea.
And what you don't see, and you, like, whether you're a makeup artist or an esthetician or, a cosmetologist, a hairstylist, whatever, what you don't see is, like, the money and time it takes to be successful or even give the perception of success. And I think a lot of people feel threatened when they sense that you might achieve some level of success, even if you're, like, I'm nowhere near there. Like I said, my business is breaking even. And that's okay right now. But I think just the perception of potential success sometimes really feels like a threat to people.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And even when like you're not booked and busy, all you're doing is learning or making TikToks or reaching out to clients, trying to think of new referral programs, anything. Like even if like days I have one client or days I have 6, like it's the same work day or like different work day, but like you're always working.
Yes.
And then most of the time, even after you're done, you just had 6 clients and you have before and after videos, whatever. Okay, well I'm gonna go home and edit those for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
It's so refreshing to hear that
it's-
too, because I'm like, would this be easier if I just like gave up the flexibility and freedom I have with my schedule to work for someone else? But it's like, it honestly is building a sense of camaraderie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not like,
And I'm very particular too, so like that doesn't help. Like I'm very picky, so and hard on myself more like with my videos. But work just never really stops. And again, like you said, this industry is always evolving, so there's always something new. I swear, like each week, it's like this new thing, and I'm like, okay, so another thing we have to learn about.
I really do feel like
see.
if you're not working, you should be thinking about work or doing something that pushes your work forward.
Oh my gosh. So I think that also goes back to work ethic and your pride in work, because there's some days that I'll teach all day and then maybe come here, do the podcast, and we're talking about the aesthetics field, makeup field, and then I'll listen to a podcast on my way home about skin. Or I'll do like a webinar when I get home. It's just like our brains are always thinking skin.
Yes.
I'm like, how can I make my business better? How can I make videos better? How can I make more money? How can I teach better? It's just, I feel like we're in that mindset, and that's how you create a success.
Yeah, and sometimes I get stuck on the comparison game. Like I will post a video and then I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh, I should have done it like that. That video looks so much better. And then it's like, okay, just take a deep breath and sometimes take 10 minutes off social media. Quit looking at that stuff. Go on your other TikTok account, watch a funny video. Because you just have to get out of that mindset, because you can't compare yourself to everybody, because then you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
What
do they say? Comparison is the theft of joy.
Yes.
Wow.
It really is.
It really is, yes,
It is.
and we all do it. Like that's the, the honest truth is that we all do it. It gets very toxic at times.
Especially since we live in a world of views.
Right.
Everyone wants most views.
Well, we have a visual job. People want to see results on the skin. People want to see the makeup. People zoom in nowadays in the pictures.
Oh, don't even talk to me about zooming in. I'm done with these lash lifts and people zooming in to show me crimped
no one
lashes.
needs a magnifying mirror, by the way. You're not supposed to be looking at your skin that closely.
Right, exactly.
Ever.
With makeup too, you do somebody's makeup and they grab the mirror and they do this. I'm like, nobody's coming there, you have to look from here.
Even the person you're making out with is like eyes closed.
Right, exactly.
Literally.
It doesn't matter.
But it's because you have people that put out that type of content, so it's almost like kind of like expected that if you don't zoom in to see every single lash of the lash lift, it's because you didn't do a good job, or people are like, why you didn't post the picture, why you didn't zoom in enough? Well, because it's not necessary. And also stop putting pictures of coochies out there, okay? I'm sick and tired. I love seeing these
I love sending her coochie pictures. Wait,
So you're the one that started it.
No, that's why I just force it on her feed because I'll just DM her.
I can't.
And then the
Kennedy's just
vajacials
feeding
too.
me.
The vajacial too.
And I'm like, oh,
and
you
people
want
that
this?
put the business card on here, like, we really don't need that. We know what hair removal does, okay?
We'll be getting a lot of DMs tonight.
No.
Yeah.
And now there's the new one, what it's called, the horseshoe method.
Yes.
And they pull one thing and then they hold it in the camera and you see all the hair sticking up. I'm good, you know?
This is why I'm not a waxer. I went to aesthetic school and I told them, I was like, I'll let you wax whatever. I truly like don't care. Rip whatever hair out you need to. I'm not going to be waxing after this. Like it's just not.
But I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of like a freak like that. I like to see what I pulled out.
Okay,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to post it on the camera,
No.
on the internet,
Because it's in
agree.
here.
for
yeah.
everybody to see.
I just blink if I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, I get to relive it.
I mean, I understand why it's satisfying, but I'm scrolling on my Instagram and 1 coochie, 2 coochie, 3 coochie, 4 I'm done.
Last night I did a back wax, a nose wax, and an ear wax.
I'm glad you didn't post the wax strips. We don't need to see that, you know?
Well,
Some people like it. It's
there's
like mowing
this
the lawn.
right. There's this new trend
Satisfying.
going around, like to where you hold the wax strip up and it's like men holding fish.
Yes.
This
See,
is
I'm
us.
Yeah. Yep.
Come
I
on
love those
now.
trends.
Hey, we gotta have our thing too, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, like taking pictures of my products, like men take pictures with
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Now I know what I'm posting.
Yes.
It's gonna be wax strips galore at
No.
Lucrezia.
All
You should
at
do a
Lucrezia
weekly roundup,
Novelli.
like weekly waxes.
Yes.
And just like the best wax pulls of the week.
All the hair follicles,
No,
bulbs,
I'm
and
good.
everything.
I'm
Well,
good.
thank you guys so much. So, I guess final question: would you do it all over again?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yes, I would go to aesthetic school. I would have a different game plan. I
Yes.
would, like I said, I wasn't planning on going solo. I don't know that the solo life is, right now it's great for my life because of my, my family all living out of state and the time and flexibility I have with them because of it. But I don't love being a solo esthetician. So I'd probably do something a little bit different after school. But yeah, I love aesthetics. I'm
Good.
so glad I did it.
It's difficult. It gets very lonely.
It does.
you
It
know,
does. It's very isolating.
Yes.
It's very overwhelming.
Yes.
And I've gotten to talk with Megan's students recently and had a couple of them come in and shadow. And I'm kind and gentle with it, but also very real. Like it is a really hard thing to have your own business and be the only
Very.
one thinking about operating, working under, trying to manage your
Yes.
business at the same time.
Well, I went solo right after school, and that was in a time of no social media. I mean,
Right.
I had a paper appointment book. Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
I mean, I still have it. Like, I should bring it in. It's like a national treasure.
Treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just a different world, and I would do it again, but I would do it different.
I would definitely do it again. I would say focus on take that free education.
Yes.
Learn a lot
Oh my
before
goodness.
you even are graduating. Just take some skin script classes. They have a lot of stuff. Circadia has a lot of free stuff. Even I'm sure you could join like Kinesthetics. They have a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts, get educated, and then find your niche too. Like something you're really, really passionate about.
When your instructors are telling you to watch the extra videos,
Yep.
get the extra
Yeah, watch
practice.
Do it
Yeah.
while it's free because
Yes.
great,
Yeah.
there still is so much free education available once you are out of school and licensed and practicing. But I shared with your class when I was there a couple weeks or a month ago, whatever, that I think in June alone I spent almost $1,000 on continuing education that took me 20 hours outside of my treatment room in my personal time
Yes.
Yep.
to complete. And that's just the reality. It's why I am able to hopefully charge the prices that I want to charge and have my clients be okay paying those prices. But if you're not continually investing back in your business via education, via the tools and the knowledge that lives in your brain, you aren't going to be able to elevate your services and elevate your pricing to
Yeah.
reflect those elevated services.
And you can't stress this enough. The education never stops.
Literally.
Thank
And
you.
like, I mean,
Love
right
it.
when I got out, I took a couple lymphatic drainage classes. I spent my own money on other forms because I just want to get better at my
Right.
skills.
You did the
And
face reality course, right?
face reality course.
Same.
I've done like cool sculpting. I mean, all of this is like most of the time not really getting paid for it because
Right.
it's just hopefully gonna show back later on.
Right.
But yeah, if you don't want to keep continuing education,
You're in the
or
wrong
learning
industry.
more, yeah, you were in the wrong industry.
Yes, you guys. True. Very true. Okay, this was great. What a great
This was so fun.
conversation.
So fun. Yes.
What a great conversation. So thank you so much for watching our episode of the night. You guys, do you have social media? Yes, they obviously do. Kennedy, where can they find you?
Yes, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is Skin by Ken, SKN by KEN. And then I believe that's my TikTok too. And
Yes,
yeah, so
I
you can
think-
find me there.
Okay, so give her a follow. And then Ashley, where can they find you?
So my business Instagram is avaesthetics.kc, and then I'm also on TikTok just as Ashley Veurink, and I have a newsletter that I write on Substack called Aesthetically.
Yes.
I'm in a little bit of like a, I wouldn't say hiatus, but it's not as frequent during the summer just because summer living, summer life. But when I'm in my regular rhythm, it's once a week, totally free, come straight to your inbox. I interview other estheticians. Kennedy, emails coming your way. Talk ingredients, break down treatments, just kind of try to make the skincare industry more approachable and help people make more educated decisions for their skin.
Awesome.
it.
And then Megan has her own, I have my own. You guys can find them at the very end of the video, and then in the description I'm gonna put all the little things here. Turn on the little bell so you get notified that you can listen to us yapping. We come here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time because we are in the beautiful Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. See you next week. Bye.